Um, and then a little bit later, when we go to the bar, and he's playing a bar game with one of the people there, he says at the top of 109, he knows more than I gave him credit for, but he's losing to me because he bets all his bonus points whenever he gets a chance. So again, he knows more than I gave him credit for. Right there, it shows us what he assumes about this man at the bar, that he doesn't know much. Um, so again, we've seen, and he does the same thing with his father, questioning his intelligence. At one point, he's earlier in the story, he says he's so stupid it defies logic. He gets angry at his father about the window statement, even though it's very clear that his father's trying to tell him a joke. Window, get it? He actually says get it afterwards. But Spurgeon is so frustrated, um, and and oh, not not really thinking about his father's true intelligence. He becomes so frustrated that he thinks that his father's trying to be literal there, when it's very clear that his father's trying to tell him a joke. But he equates it with a lack of intelligence, even though again it's his father trying to tell a joke. He doesn't really believe that the Mesopotamians spoke English and tried to create the word window with an O in the wall. Right? It's clear he knows it's a joke. That it is a joke, but Spurgeon doesn't recognize that. Another instance in the story is when his father tries to squeegee the windows, and Spurgeon criticizes that, says he can't even do that correctly. So we see Spurgeon throughout the story criticizing everything that both his father and the black men at the march are doing. You can't help but wonder if this is the very definition of racism, belief in superiority over others. Um, and I think Packer does an interesting job of showing how unconscious bias slips into everything and everyone. We know that Spurgeon has been in a school and in a community that is mostly white. So if we think about where maybe he's adopted some of these stereotypes, that might be the first place I would look. Um, so anyway, I wanted to point some of those things out because it's really easy to get on Ray Bivens Jr. and rightfully so. I mean, he's obviously not a good father, but I think there's more to his intentions than Spurgeon lets on. I do think that his intentions are noble. How he carries them out, maybe not so much, but I think he really does want to take him to the march for reasons other than just selling the birds. He does want to sell the birds, right? That's Ray Bivens Jr. He's going to take advantage of this situation to try to make some money. But there's the whole discussion about him needing to go to this march. His father says, you need to go to this march. So there's some indication that he wants Spurgeon to become more closely connected with his roots. Um, so a really complex story um, that shows how difficult a situation Spurgeon is in, and a really complex character, one who doesn't feel like he's in the right place anywhere he goes, and it's ultimately a sad story because of that, but also I think a fascinating character study that Packer puts together, showing the complexity of this character. Okay, so I'll stop there. Like I said, I just wanted to point some of this stuff out because it's easy to miss. And I think it's important to question if you didn't notice those things, and I did this myself on your first read. If you didn't notice him describing African American and black men as animals and as arbiters of violence, and as unintelligent, why is it that you didn't notice those things? Could it be because these stereotypes are so prevalent and we're so used to them that we don't notice it when it comes up? And maybe it's because we've adopted some of those stereotypes in our own thinking, in our own unconscious bias, because that's the way black men and African men have been portrayed in the media for so long. and some of the stereotypes have been around for so long that that it doesn't occur to us when we see them. On second read, though, hopefully you notice those things and you start to piece together this complex puzzle that is Spurgeon. Okay, I'll talk to you later.